Nadine still seems confused about her date of birth.
Did I give the wrong date of birth?
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're looking at times celebrities and politicians made complete fools of themselves.
Oh, you've been joined by a beautiful lady.
No, it's a man actually, Derek.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 30, Wagatha Christie.
Colleen Rooney's lawyer David Sherborne suggested you were perfectly happy for the staged photo to take place, perfectly happy for Caroline Watt to do the dirty, as long as the dirt doesn't come back on you. Not true, said Mrs. Vardy.
For 3 years, the nation was gripped by Colleen Rooney's ad hoc investigation into who was leaking stories about her to The Sun. After setting a trap, she pinpointed Rebecca Vardy as the culprit, feeding her a fake story that subsequently appeared in the papers, and publicly accused her. Not one to accept defeat, Vardy then sued Rooney for libel.
In October 2019, Colleen Rooney claimed she'd caught Vardy leaking fake stories about her to the press through her private Instagram account. 3 were published in The Sun, including one about a flood at her house.
The court case turned into a farce, and it was eventually ruled that there was enough evidence for Rooney to make her accusation. Vardy incurred millions of pounds of legal costs, both her own and eventually Rooney's, and even lost an appeal against the ruling, her reputation in tatters.
Rebecca Vardy had earlier denied lying after her witness statements had been changed in the run-up to the trial.
Number 29, the truth about Greg Wallace.
Would you like to know the truth about the stories regarding me taking my trousers down?
Whoever was doing Greg Wallace's PR during all this was either doing a terrible job or Wallace simply ignored everything they told them. Regardless, the first public revelations about him behaving inappropriately led to a series of very ill-advised Instagram posts in which he suggested a conspiracy of middle-class women was to blame for his downfall.
I can see the complaints coming from a handful of middle-class women of a certain age.
But worse, he later revealed that he'd been diagnosed with autism, blaming that for his inability to keep his clothes on when alone in his dressing room with young women.
At the time, I just thought he's just desperate for attention.
This caused outcry from autistic charities, but Wallace followed up by trying to sue the BBC for discrimination. He's now trying to relaunch his career on social media.
So this is what Greg Wallace said to me in a restaurant. If you won't let me sleep with you, would you lick my arse?
Number 28, Good Fergie versus Bad Fergie.
But don't try and trick me now because I'm not going to play this game. Delete that bit.
For anybody else, this would have been a career-ending interview. Not so for Sarah Ferguson, whose media career continued on a steady trajectory until the truth about her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein came out.
The book has already been released, and the thing is, I'm not going to go down to this point. I'm going to answer your questions, but that's done. It's finished.
From calling him a supreme friend to taking her children to meet him, both after his earlier convictions of sex offences, Fergie is now persona non grata.
I'm going to take 5 minutes.
I'm sorry?
No, nothing. I'm just going to take 5 minutes.
This interview on 60 Minutes gave us a window into how she views herself though, as she blamed her many public scandals on Bad Fergie, including storming out of the interview midway through when the Cash for Access controversy came up.
It's excruciating to live with past mistakes. It is so difficult. I always would like to change so many things in my past, but I can't.
Number 27, arguing with mum.
Talking to...
What, do I not talk to them? Don't talk to him? Talk to you.
We're not on social media now.
Harrison Sullivan, aka HS Tiki Toki, was only famous to a certain demographic of young men and teenage boys until appearing in Louis Theroux's documentary about the manosphere. Seemingly terrified of Theroux making a hit piece on him, it turns out that the most embarrassing moment for HS was one he filmed himself on a live stream.
Mate, I don't want a juice bar. Alright?
Don't embarrass me. Alright, don't be rude, that's not the way I've brought you up.
In the clip, his mother complains about him making a mess and making her look bad, then makes him clean up on camera while he bickers with her.
Can you look at this! I'm not having them come in here. Look at this, get out of the way.
At the time, he was actually on the run for driving offences, which he's since returned to the UK to plead guilty to, getting hit with community service and a driving ban. Number 26, The Comeback Kid.
Been good to see you. You've done very really good to see you.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Matt Hancock makes an arse of himself every single day, so it's difficult to pick just one Hancockian blunder. But this deeply cringe comeback video of him visiting his constituents is perhaps the most foolish he's ever looked. Which says a lot when his political downfall came from a stomach-turning video of him snogging his aide.
Now infection control.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Oh my God, you're fantastic!
In the clip, he travels around his local area to talk to people, most of whom express pity for him.
I'm all right. Nice to be out and about.
A few say he'd done a good job during the pandemic, which the hindsight of the COVID inquiry tells us was not the case, but others are baffled by his presence. It's only slightly weirder than his cameo in Wendy Maisie's campaign video.
It's been absolutely fantastic being here this morning with Matt Hancock.
Number 25, Clarkson's new tractor.
Check it out! It's a Lamborghini again!
Throughout season 4 of Clarkson's Farm, it becomes clear that he badly needs a new tractor. The enormous Lambo that he infamously bought in Series 1 just isn't up to snuff anymore, despite only being a few years old. So what does he do? He buys another Lamborghini, of course.
85.
85?
85,000.
16 plate?
Yeah.
85,000.
85,000.
Caleb does concede that he got a good deal on the price, since tractors these days are extremely expensive, but his tune changes when Charlie Island comes along.
What's this?
My new tractor. Well, I say new tractor.
But why have you got it?
Caleb dubs Clarkson in for his outrageous purchase, and he gets another telling off. We know he did this for the entertainment value, and it certainly worked, but it's surely not the best choice for the farm.
You got me in trouble now.
You said it was a good tractor.
I mean, good for the value. I think in terms of the one that you've got 200 horsepower. This is 340, so £80,000.
340.
I agree. I'm on your side.
It.
Number 24, Nadine Coyle lies about her age.
Nadine Coyle, I'm from Larkill and Derry. Date of birth 15th of the 6th, 85. Making me a Gemini. And what date of birth did I say now? 15th of the 6th.
Northern Irish singer Nadine Coyle first rose to fame after appearing on the Irish version of Pop Stars, but it wasn't exactly because of her singing ability.
Are you sure?
Aye.
Definitely. What is it?
I think 15th of the 6th, 87 or something. I saw.
No, you said 85. Which means that you wouldn't be 18.
I would be 16.
Though she got her second chance in the spotlights when she joined Girls Aloud, that was after this fiasco, when she accidentally revealed to the production that she'd been lying about her age.
And then I says then later on, God, I think I gave the wrong date of birth. I know, tell me about it.
She continued to lie, saying that she'd made a mistake and actually was over 18, including claiming that she'd lost her passport, but in the end, the truth came out. Coyle was driven away in tears, looking very silly, not just for lying, but getting caught out so easily.
I can't even see me, kill me.
Number 23, the price of a sausage roll.
Yes. You were asked if you'd ever had a Greggs, to which the Prime Minister replied, "How many times have I ever not had a Greggs? Unless I specifically tell you otherwise, I am made of Greggs."
Just how much is a Greggs sausage roll? In 2026, you might be forgiven for not knowing, given how bad inflation got recently. But this disastrous clip is from 2019, when there was simply no excuse for the Prime Minister to not know how much this most basic snack costs. And he absolutely didn't know, eventually giving up.
Last time you bought a sausage roll at Greggs, Prime Minister, how much did it cost?
I don't know. I give up.
His final guess was nearly double the price of a sausage roll at the time, proving how out of touch he was. Then again, perhaps a sausage roll does cost £1.90 in a prestigious Whitehall branch of Greggs. If you've ever purchased a sausage roll in Westminster, let us know how much it was.
£1.90. I have no idea.
It's a pound.
Pound.
Prime Minister, thank you for appearing here.
Number 22, return the sausages.
I think what's happened here is his mate, Labour peer Wahid Ali, has gone, if you say sausages in your next speech, I'll give you 16 grand.
Another political sausage blunder, this time it was the Labour Party in the hot seats, as Keir Starmer made his big speech at the 2024 party conference. He was talking about Gaza and asked for the hostages to be released, except he made a Freudian slip and accidentally said sausages instead.
Call again for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The return of the sausages. The hostages.
Perhaps he'd skipped lunch. Whatever the reason, he tried to play it off, but was widely lampooned in the media.
The night Keir did that, I was doing an event with John McCarthy, who actually had been a hostage in Lebanon.
Have I Got News For You talked about the gaffe on that week's episode, relentlessly mocking Starmer for a soundbite he's simply never gonna live down.
John McCarthy stood up and said, as a former sausage...
Number 21, growing concrete.
But you work with trees that have been cut down then, don't you?
It's a sustainable building practice.
Mike Graham looked an absolute idiot after this baffling blunder live on Talk. He got an Insulate Britain activist on the line, apparently anticipating being able to mock the group for their controversial tactics after they blocked the M25, and instead found himself arguing in favour of growing concrete.
How is it sustainable if you're killing trees?
Because it's regenerative, you can grow trees.
Right.
He was bickering with a carpenter, Cameron, as Graham insinuated that cutting down trees is bad for the environment, only to be met with the riposte that you can simply plant more trees and grow them again after using them.
You can grow all sorts of things, can't you?
Well, you can't grow concrete.
You can.
Cameron was lost for words and the link died. Did Graham hang up, or was there a technical error?
See you, Cameron. Cheerio. That was Cameron. He grows trees and then cuts them down and then makes things from them.
Number 20, Marco Pierre White goes shopping. There's Out of Touch, and then there's this.
Sorry, madam. I very rarely step out of my own environment.
In this old segment from one of his shows, we see celebrity chef Marco Pierre White brave the unpredictable wilds of the common British supermarket. It's like watching an alien skinwalker trying to convince you it's been to one before. Highlights include telling people that if you can't smell an orange, then it won't taste like orange.
If it doesn't smell of pineapple, it doesn't taste of pineapple. If it doesn't taste of oranges, it doesn't if it doesn't smell of orange, it doesn't taste of orange.
For me oranges, then.
So you have a quick smell. Can you smell orange?
No.
There you are.
Shaking a man's hand after he touched raw meats.
So it's £2 a portion. It's great value. And what's your name?
Roy.
Roy. My uncle was called Roy. He was a butcher as well.
And of course, picking up a turbot from the fish counter and struggling to put it back again.
It's affordable, isn't it? So when you think, for £4.54 for turbot.
Has this man ever shopped for his own ingredients? Number 19, Jeremy Vine reads comments. Jeremy Vine has gotten himself a few enemies over the years. No, not for anything he said on the show, but rather for what he does in his spare time.
What sort of made me do it, stop the videos, was the amount of trolling.
Indeed, it's Jeremy's many cycling videos that have ticked people off, be it from his entitled behaviour or complete disregard for the highway code.
Surely this man, that's me, has to be England's biggest AR blank. It may be terrible, but I hope he falls under the wheels of 5 cars that reverse and make sure the job's done.
As such, he's received a multitude of mean comments on Twitter, and he thought the best way to air out his grievances was to read them out on his show.
We are all God's children apart from the devil's offspring, who are bicycle fetishists in the main. A perfect example would be Satan's high priest, an all-round bike fetishist Jeremy Vine.
Yes, some of these comments go way too far, but Jeremy's pill-clutching and head teacher at a school assembly sternness made this feel more like a masterclass in how not to handle internet trolls.
You really are the lowest form of scum on this planet. I mean, and that's just there's thousands where they can.
Number 18, Paul Burrell in danger. Known for his composed demeanour as Princess Diana's former butler, Paul Burrell showed a surprisingly different side on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. His screams and panic during the infamous trial made viewers question who the poised royal aide had now turned into. Rather than the suave and flappable figure we remembered, Burrell came off as terrified and downright ridiculous.
Whatever you are, don't bite me.
It's a reminder that even dignified celebrities aren't immune to losing their cool in the jungle.
My God, it's rat!
Number 17, Noel Edmonds slips up.
Well, we're not going to forget this one, are we?
Think before you speak is a lesson Noel may have learned the hard way here. During an episode of Deal or No Deal, one contestant brought along with them a picture of themselves in their youth. That's when something about the picture caught Noel's eye, and disaster struck.
What are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing at the picture of you. It's the little one in the middle.
That's Christopher. That's my little brother. He's actually handicapped.
Gorgeous face.
Though he tried to make a recovery with his response, there was simply no way to make it right.
What a wonderful expression.
Number 16, Gemma Collins' tumble. Gemma Collins has had her fair share of reality TV highs and lows, but her spectacular fall on Dancing on Ice was one for the history books. Known for her larger-than-life personality, this tumble understandably made her the biggest conversation piece of the week. It quickly went viral, but it was the fact that just a week prior she had a row with Judge Jason Gardner that made this so humiliating.
Say one thing, maybe if you didn't sell stories on me, I wouldn't have been so upset this week.
She may have been right to call out his alleged selling of stories, but she managed to prove his critiques about her dancing abilities to be correct.
Sell stories on me. Do not sell stories on me. All right.
Number 15, Derek Acorah meets Creed Kafer. You could make the argument that the late great Derek Acorah made an arse of himself every time he channeled spirits on Most Haunted back in the day.
What's happened is that Derek sometimes gets possessed. This can happen quite a lot. This has been happening quite frequently.
However, at least there was the conceit that he was actually being taken over by these wicked ghosts in those instances. Well, that is until any reasonable doubt was erased following this little trap played by his co-workers.
Creed! Creed!
In order to prove he had been faking it the whole time, they made up the characters Creed Kafer and Rick Edels, which were Derek Faker and Derek Lies anagrams.
And so arranged for a particular name to be fed to them, either in passing but also written on a piece of paper.
Unsurprisingly, he took the bait and started pretending to channel these phony phantoms. Number 14, Donny Tourette acts hard.
I should explain. Donny is a punk.
Never mind the Buzzcock seems to be the perfect place for a musician to ruin their image, as is evidenced by the infamous Preston walkout. While that was definitely an arse-making moment, Donny Tourette of Towers of London fame made an even worse impression on the audience at home.
You know, you'd be quite happy at home on the streets. Yeah. But then again, not many people would take that pee on you, because you're pretty ugly.
While he tried to keep up his punk rock persona, Simon Amstel was having none of it and ruthlessly shattered Tourette's ego.
Donny's put sunglasses on. That'll tell Thatcher.
He never once attempted to drop the act and be himself, instead looking worse and worse as the episode went on.
That's the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Number 13, Gary Neville gets caught out.
Good evening and welcome to Have I Got News For You. I'm Gary Neville.
It seems like no matter how much money celebrities have, they'll stop at nothing to get just a little bit more. Take for example participating in the Qatar-hosted World Cup back in 2022. There was a lot of controversy surrounding this event, especially because of the country's history with human rights issues. These concerns were highlighted on this episode of Have I Got News For You, which was hosted by Gary Neville.
Ian, is it coming home?
What, your reputation?
There's a lot of beating around the bush, but of course Ian Hislop is not one to do that. He called out his participation directly. Neville tries to come up with a phony excuse, but Hislop is having none of it.
And what's the defence? Football term.
For commentating there? Well, you've got a choice, I think, haven't you?
What, going or not going?
Well, my view always has been that you either highlight the issues and challenges in these countries and speak about them, or you basically don't say anything, you stay back home and don't go. And I've always said we should challenge them.
There's another option. You stay at home and highlight the abuses. You don't have to go and take the Qataris' money.
Number 12, Harry Styles tries to use words. Harry Styles is undoubtedly a pop icon, but his interview about his movie Don't Worry Darling left audiences scratching their heads.
I mean, I think it's I think in the story it's hard to look at these men who've, you know, behaved in a certain way and say, you know, we should all feel really bad for them.
When asked why the film was good, Styles struggled to articulate compelling reasons, fumbling through vague and awkward answers. Chris Pine, who's accustomed to these sorts of interviews, looks almost crestfallen when Harry says his favourite thing about the movie is that it feels like a movie.
You know, my favourite thing about the movie is, like, it feels like a movie. It feels like a real, like, you know, go to the theatre film movie that, you know, you kind of, the reason why you go.
Could his PR managers really not feed him better lines than this?
Don't Worry Darling,
Thank you.
Chris Pine, Harry Styles,
Thank you.
Dennis 79,
Ciao.
Chiara Nicoletti for Fred, the Festival Insider.
Number 11, Michael Barrymore does a cover. Michael Barrymore, once Britain's most beloved TV host, gifted us with perhaps one of his most mortifying moments by singing a cover of Coolio's See You When You Get There.
We've been around to places, found interesting faces, whether young or old, no one left out in the cold. Take a long look around in places of renown, no one would wear a frown.
Rather than showcasing hidden vocal talents, Barrymore's rendition came off as painfully unconvincing and out of touch with the song's tone.
If you ever get there, see you when you get there.
Watching a sanitary TV personality try to cross into rap territory and spectacularly blow it was both awkward and memorable.
If you ever get there.
It's the type of performance that slips quickly into the realm of cringe.
We'll see you when you get there.
Number 10, James Corden disrupts traffic. While we often see James Corden's upbeat carpool karaoke, there was a less charming side when he disrupted traffic in LA for a segment on his show. Rather than quietly running his skits, he and his crew blocked lanes and caused chaos for commuters, drawing public ire.
Quickly, stay there! Stay there!
The result was plenty of frustrated motorists and some lost goodwill for the late-night host. Worst of all, the image of him thrusting his hips in that costume will haunt our dreams forever. Number 9, Glenn Hoddle's implication.
They are stating that I've come out and said that people disabled and handicapped are being punished for their sins.
Being a football manager is obviously a huge opportunity. In 1996, former midfielder Glenn Hoddle was given this prestigious role. Yet, in 1999, he destroyed everything during an interview with The Times when he defended his relationship with faith healer Eileen Drury and his beliefs. Hoddle implied that disabled people are, quote, being punished for sins in a former life. He was widely condemned, with the public overwhelmingly calling for his firing, and a few days later, Hoddle was sacked as England manager.
I've never said that.
Or that their disability might have something to do with something they did in their previous lives.
Well, I don't know about that.
Number 8, Eamonn Holmes gets weird.
Me eyes feel a bit heavy, so I had an uplift. But what I don't like is when children...
You don't look Oriental or anything, do you?
Well, I don't.
A live TV slip-up from veteran presenter Eamonn Holmes saw him calling Kerry Katona a highly inappropriate and outdated term. The awkwardness of the moment was palpable, as both Holmes and Katona struggled to recover from the gaffe.
Apparently, you're not allowed to describe someone as looking Oriental, or I don't know how I would then describe Kerry Katona.
Holmes was understandably told to say sorry for his strange remark. However, like with the instance where he said the Arse slur on live telly, he simply cannot bring himself to apologise sincerely.
Kerry looks beautiful.
Kerry looks well, and I'm sorry if you don't look well and we've offended you in any way, or, well, I don't know.
In Eamon's own eyes, he can do no wrong.
Where nationalisation needs to come in.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, forget it. Fine. Just carry on.
Number 7, Philip Schofield plays the victim.
I know what I did was unwise, but is it enough to absolutely destroy someone?
Philip Schofield, once beloved by the nation, found himself on its proverbial most hated celebs list following a number of scandals. After a brief disappearance, he popped up again and ventured into reality TV territory where he faced an island survival show.
At the moment, it's just given me more anguish.
His exaggerated complaints about the conditions, paired with a dramatic flair, came off as quite embarrassing. But worst of all was how he seemingly tried to play the victim over his self-imposed controversies. It just wasn't a good look.
I've got a bit of a shock. Right. I'm afraid you've been let go from this morning.
Number 6, Piers Morgan Storms Off.
And I understand that you don't like Meghan Markle. You've made it so clear a number of times on this programme.
The name Piers Morgan is practically synonymous with controversy, but one particularly memorable moment was when he stormed off a set of Good Morning Britain mid-discussion. Rather than debating or addressing issues calmly, he slammed the door figuratively and literally.
Yet you continue to trash her.
Okay. I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no.
Sorry. Do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, maybe not my
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't do
This is
this.
absolutely diabolical behaviour.
His dramatic exit may have thrilled his detractors and supporters alike, but it certainly wasn't a classy way to handle disagreements. It reinforced the image of Morgan as a divisive figure willing to make a scene rather than resolve matters amicably.
Following discussions with ITV, Piers Morgan has decided now is the time to leave Good Morning Britain.
Number 5, Richard Madeley's Doc.
I like to sort of think of us as like urban wombles. We roam the street.
When it comes to real-life Alan Partridge, Richard Madeley, there's a wealth of cringy moments you can choose from. One that always comes to mind is his hilariously awkward documentary on squatters.
You can't film me pissing. What are you talking about?
Why not?
I'm not. No, you're not filming me urinating. You can listen. I can think of better uses of television time.
What was meant to be a bold plunge into gritty documentary filmmaking with his exploration of the squatter scene unfortunately ended up as far less insightful and far more toe-curling than anyone expected.
What's your supermarket skip of choice then? I mean, I personally quite like shopping at Waitrose. Waitrose, okay. So we have something absolutely in common. I shop at Waitrose, you skip from the back.
Madeley's attempts to connect with the squatters felt painfully forced, as if he were a baffled tourist trying desperately to understand a foreign culture. His frequent over-explanations and clumsy asides made it clear he was out of his depth, and not in a charming way.
Are we roughly of an age, you and I? I'm 56. Can I ask?
You're a bit rude.
Number 4, Kelly Osbourne ruins her image. Back in August of 2015, TV personality Kelly Osbourne was guest starring on The View, with the topic of the day being US immigration policies. It was then that Osbourne made one of the most openly racist remarks ever heard on live TV.
If you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's not...
The comment was immediately met with backlash, with Osbourne's co-hosts reacting in shock and disbelief. Osbourne thought she cooked with this one, but she immediately started backpedaling after witnessing the horrified reactions, which only added to the unbearable embarrassment. She later told Rolling Stone that this was the most cringe moment of her entire life. Fair enough.
I'm not okay that I hurt people's feelings. And it was my poor choice of words, and it doesn't reflect my opinion at all.
Number 3, Alex Turner's award acceptance.
The MasterCard Album of the Year is the Arctic Monkeys.
Arctic Monkeys have definitely earned their position in the music industry over the years, but no one should really have the ego to attempt a speech like this.
That rock and roll, it just won't go away. It'll, might hibernate from time to time and sink back into the swamp.
In one of the hardest to sit through award acceptance speeches of all time, Alex Turner goes on about how rock and roll isn't dead.
I think the cyclical nature of the universe in which it exists demands it adheres to some of its rules.
Is he saying it off the top of his head? We certainly wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, because this straight up sucked. 0% cool, 100% cringe.
Invoice me for the microphone if you need to.
Number 2, George Galloway, The Cat. How to destroy your credibility 101. Let's face it, barely anyone walks out of Celebrity Big Brother looking better than they did before. But near the bottom has to be this politician's image-tarnishing performance. One challenge given by the producers saw Rula Lenska and George Galloway play the roles of pet owner and pet cat. Yes, that means we saw him purr like a kitty on national television. The whole time it was clear that he was making an arse of himself more than winning hearts.
Before we continue, check out this single from Sound Mojo's album Balance. Classical music reimagined as rock, hard rock, and metal. Check out the full track and album below.
Born in the sunlight, born in the rain. Life is a rhythm running through veins.
Number 1, Katie Hopkins on children's names.
A name for me is a shortcut. It's a really efficient way of working out what class that child comes from. Do I want my children to play with them?
Yes, we've seen this clip a trillion times already, but let's be honest, it doesn't get old. In what has to be one of the greatest moments of televised hypocrisy, Katie Hopkins came onto this morning to discuss how she wouldn't let her children play with ones who have certain names.
You judge children?
Yes.
On their names?
Yes, Holly.
Including geographical locations, as she deems them to be lower class. Somehow, someway, she forgot the fact that her own daughter is named India.
Oh, so Brooklyn or London.
Your child's called India?
Yes, but you know, that's because it's not related to a location. That's because it's
India
related
isn't
to
a
a family.
Which cringy celeb moments did we miss? Let us know in those comments below.